Editor-in-Chief is live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kia ora, good morning. You are with the program. It's August the 12th. You're with the Editor-in-Chief live with Leicester's Oil, your multi-ingredient omega-3 healthy aging supplement. Backed by thousands of satisfied customers, get the benefits of 6 supplements in 1 capsule to support joint, heart and brain health. Take as directed. Read the label. About Health Auckland. Good morning, folks. I'm Duncan, Garner. Welcome to today's podcast. Good to have you along. Do you want to know why your power bill is so high? Today, the industry fronts up. The big guys who generate and then sell the power, known as the gen-tailers. They made $2.7 billion in profits last year. That's $7 million a day. That's just the 4 big guys. $7 million every day profit. Every day. Ching, ching, ching. Yet prices are so stubbornly high. So why do they face huge costs, or are we being ripped off? What's the deal? I'm Duncan Garner. Jump on the YouTube, TikTok link. Leave a comment. All the details are there. It's news time. Here's MediaWorks Deputy News Editor. It is Grace Cocker. Good morning.
A 56-year-old man faces a kidnapping charge following a more than 15-hour standoff in Nelson. Police successfully resolved an incident at the Motueka Street house in the early hours this morning. A second person who remained inside after 2 others were able to leave is safe. The road has reopened. New benefit sanctions are being described as blunt tools lacking consideration. The Green Party's Ricardo Menendez March says a bit of understanding would go a long way.
That MSD is actually connecting people to jobs that guarantee secure hours, decent wages, and caregiving arrangements that work with individual circumstances.
Transporting NZ believes that congestion charges are a necessary evil. Dom Killassi says that they will go towards fixing a $200 billion infrastructure deficit.
No one would like to increase new costs, but they are needed because we haven't got the money to maintain and build the infrastructure we need.
Woolworths is being labelled Scrooge McDuck over a tone-deaf promotion. It has asked staff to voluntarily dress up in Disney costumes this week that they must pay for themselves. But workers are currently locked in the largest ever strike action over pay and staffing levels. First Union says it's poor taste and shows that the supermarket giant is living in La La Land. Hamas has confirmed an Israeli hostage has been killed by guards in Gaza. 2 female captives have also been seriously injured in a separate incident. The militant group says attempts are underway to save their lives and a committee has been formed to investigate. To sport, defence is a big focus for the All Blacks this week after the disappointing loss against Argentina in Wellington. Assistant coach Scott Hansen is concerned that they were caught flat-footed at times.
I was happy enough when we were able to set and find our shape. What we need to adjust to quicker is a transitional change, and that'll be our challenge.
Ryan Fox has slipped 2 places in the latest World Golf Rankings. He's down to number 70 after missing the cut at the Wyndham Championship. And Lulu Soon has made it through qualifying into the main draw of the WTA Tour's Cincinnati Open. That's news and sport.
God, why do all about coaches make it so technical and just sound like so out of touch with the game? Were you going backwards or forwards? What was it? What did that guy say? Anyway, hey, the supermarkets.
Yes,
Got
how
to dress
good.
up. How good. Everyone should dress up as the Grinch.
Well, yeah, but they have to pay for it themselves,
I
though.
know.
That's the big issue. So they want staff to voluntarily do it because they're doing a big Disney promotion
Get
with
stuffed.
cards or something like that at the moment, like collectibles.
And pay for it yourself.
Pay for your own costume. I don't know. We were talking out there whether we would dress up at work here.
Grim
and if
Reaper.
someone gave me stuff, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone gave me an outfit, I'd wear it, but I'm not going to go out of my way.
Yeah. No, you're on minimum wage. Just above minimum wage, and you're being asked to go and spend money on something for their promotion?
I know, and the costumes are so uncomfortable.
Yeah, get in touch. God, that's out of touch.
Duncan Garner.
Okay, so what's really going on with the price of power? Okay, you know what your power bill looks like. A few weeks ago, power retailer Electric Kiwi announced it could no longer take on new customers because, well, basically the wholesale cost of electricity was too expensive, too high. Now, last week, those same expensive wholesale prices pushed a huge pulp and timber mill to shut temporarily, putting hundreds of jobs at risk. This is in the central North Island. Minister Shane Jones weighed in with the boot, saying the major power companies or gen-tailers were profiteering, he said. They used the word profiteering. And when the top 4 gen-tailers posted something like $2.7 billion in profits last year, you can see Jones might just have a point, but there's always 2 sides to the story. Is it excessive during the toughest time in living memory for most New Zealanders? Is that too much? Because what we do know is that some people are going cold, not turning on heaters, elderly people not turning on heaters. Some businesses say it's no longer economic to carry on trading. So what do they have to say for themselves, these big gentailers? Always two sides to a story, as I said, isn't there? ERANS, or the Electricity Retailers Association of New Zealand, represent the gentailers, the companies that make and sell electricity. Companies like Contact, Genesis, Mercury and Meridian Energy. So you know the ones, you probably buy power from them. Bridget Abernathy is the CEO and she joins me now. Bridget, thanks so much for coming on the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
Why is electricity so expensive right now for New Zealanders?
So look, first of all, I think just to start by acknowledging it's a really tough time for people at the moment. Household costs generally, are high, and we know that there have been some businesses that have been directly impacted by the high wholesale electricity prices. But fundamentally, this is a supply issue. There isn't enough gas, there's limited wind, and the lake levels are low, and that pushes up the prices. It's really tough for those who are exposed to the spot price or the wholesale electricity price, but most consumers in this country are not exposed to wholesale electricity prices.
So we have been pushing this model for quite some time now. Is it new to us that the wind has been lacking and the rain may not come? It's not just a recent sort of phenomenon. We've been warned about this for years. We've been told to get our generation going. And what's happened?
Well, it's been a particularly dry winter, and gas supply has slowed much faster than expected. So essentially the gas factor has been sort of a key one in this. There has been a lot of investment. I think it was the EA said we've seen double renewable investment in the last 18 months and about 30% from new generators entering the market. So, but what essentially has happened here is we've got a drier winter and lower levels of gas.
But we pay a fee in our electricity bills every month to, I think it's the Electricity Authority, for this sort of thing to be sorted out. So this is not our problem. It's become our problem, but this is the problem for the generators and the governments of the day to make sure that there is enough generation built, that there is enough planning going on, because we pay for this, don't we? We pay a levy for this, don't we?
Yeah, I think it's worth pointing out that we're in a transition. So what we're trying to do is double renewable energy by 2050. And we're trying to reduce the amount of fossil fuels we have in the system and increase the amount of renewable electricity. So electricity's got a key role to play in this. But, it's a delicate balance getting the supply and demand right through a transition like this.
Well, what's the transition?
Well, this is essentially where we're trying to, meet the net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Electricity's got a key role to play in that. So we're in this period of transition where, there is this fine balance between supply and demand.
It's not a fine balance. It's not working for New Zealanders. It's not a fine balance at all. It's a dreadful balance. It's costing us heaps, and we don't even know when the end of it is. When does the transition end? Do we know?
Well, we're in the transition at the moment, and we've got targets to reach by 2050. So that's a target set by the government, and I think we're actually there's evidence that there's good generation going on, but we've just been caught with low gas levels this year and a particularly dry year, low lakes. And limited wind. So when
do prices come back? Do you expect power prices, electricity prices to come back, and when is that?
Well, the wholesale electricity prices are volatile. They go up and down all the time. They are particularly high at the moment because of the low gas levels and low lake levels. I think the key thing now is there are some short-term initiatives underway to try and work out the gas issue. That's something that the government's working on at the moment. But at the same time, the best thing that the gentailers can be doing is to invest. And what they need to be able to invest is steady state.
Well, why aren't they investing, though? Well, why haven't they invested before? $2.7 billion in profits in the last 12 months. That appears excessive in New Zealand's worst ever cost of living crisis, doesn't it?
Well, I think a lot. Certainly they have been investing. There's lots of evidence, as I say, that we've doubled renewable investment in the last 18 months.
Not enough. It's not enough.
It is happening. Well, it's happening. We've got another $6 billion worth, coming through before 2030. So that's been, announced as renewable generation that's coming on stream over the next 6 years. So it is happening. It's a lumpy period. And the best thing really that the gentailers can be doing right now is to bring on more generation.
How long does the lumpy transitional period, which you describe it as lumpy and transitional, how long is the transitional period? So how long have we been in it? How much longer do we expect to be in it? And at the end of it, do we see the spot price come down? What's it going to look like?
Well, I think it's a supply and demand thing. The more you generate, the more you're able to bring down prices. So look. This is not an easy. All countries in the world are currently going through the same kind of transition. I can't give you a timeline for that. What I know is that we've got targets for 2030 and we've got targets for 2050 set by the government, and the sector is doing its best to try and meet those targets. I'm
just trying to find out how long New Zealanders will have to put up with this transitional period, and you can't tell me. Is it another year? Do you think? Is there a sort of a generic sort of position you can give us?
Well, I think the first thing to say is that New Zealand electricity consumers are not exposed to the spot price. So I think that's the most important thing to say. Is the people who are exposed to is a small percentage of electricity consumers who are exposed to the spot price.
That's our economy. Our economy is exposed. Businesses are exposed. People's livelihoods, jobs. Yeah. If you don't have power generating, a country can't run.
Yep. Well, I think I understand what you're saying, and there's a lot of concern for those people who are exposed. But at the moment, the best thing that the gentailers can do is to build more generation. Okay,
and you say that's going on, so there's investment that's gone in. When do you expect that investment to start to pay off in terms of supply into the market? When? What's the date? 2028, 29, 26? Which date?
Well, they've committed $6 billion worth of investment by 2030. So. And in the meantime,
we could be in this till 2030.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the commitment that the gentailers are making is to build as much generation as they can over the next 6 years. They've committed to $6 billion worth of investment, and they need to get on and they need a steady state in order to be able to get on and make that investment. And I can't give you an exact timeline for when the wholesale prices will come right. I think predictions are that this could go through until next year.
Okay. How can you justify $2.7 billion of profits, which equals high energy prices? How do you justify $2.7 billion when New Zealanders, and New Zealanders, as you mentioned right at the start of the interview, are doing it so damn hard?
Yeah. Well, listen, I think just to put this in context, electricity prices compared to other household costs have actually been relatively flat over the past 5 years. So we've seen an average increase of about 6.5% of electricity prices for consumers. And, you think about other household costs such as food, rentals, etc., have been much higher than that, more around the 20% mark. So, households are doing it really tough. It's a really difficult time, but electricity prices have actually been relatively flat for consumers over the past 5 years.
But if you gave them a break, say 10%, even if you brought them back 10% for a year, during our tough times, you would have posted $2 billion rather than $2.7 billion. I mean, does it matter?
Well, I think the majority. I think it's important to say these are really big businesses who are ploughing, huge amounts of money back into generation. So, I know that Mike Fuge was on Radio New Zealand yesterday saying, any additional profits that they've made in the last 4 years have gone straight back into renewable energy, building renewable energy power stations.
But it still hasn't been planned well, though, has it? Because we've clearly got to this point. Is it the previous government? Did they not plan enough? Is the investment for the last 6 or 7 years? Was that where the fault lies?
Well, I think there's been a couple of things which have hampered investment. I mean, we had the oil and gas ban in 2018 from the previous government. Certainly, that put some question marks around you know,
Well, the
levels of
industry fled.
investment.
The industry fled and no longer wanted to invest because New Zealand was no longer a safe market. It was worse than that. And as a result, gas prices today are 145% more expensive than they were this time last year.
So that's certainly a factor. I think we've had the TY deal, which now of course has been done, but that's hampered investment as well. That's, you know, almost 15% of electricity demand in this country. So now that deal has been done, that creates greater certainty for the market. I think also the Project Onslow created some level of uncertainty, and that now has also been removed. The government's moving quickly on fast-track legislation to try and make generation easier. So, you know, the signs, certainly certainty right now is what we need in order to encourage investment, which delivers, you know, the best long-term outcomes for New Zealand.
Bridget, I appreciate you coming on the program. Just one final question. Will power prices come down?
Do you mean wholesale electricity prices?
Yes.
Well, I think we expect them to go up and down, but overall we all accept that these are high prices right now. So more generation should bring prices down.
More generation should bring prices down, but can you guarantee that, or is it just a you hope?
Well, I don't think I can sit here and guarantee that, but certainly in the laws of supply and demand, if we have more supply, it is going to bring the prices down.
Appreciate your time, Bridget. All the very best. Thank you for fronting.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
all the best.
Duncan Garner, live.
There we go. Does that give you any confidence? Certain confidence? Doesn't to me. Jacinda Ardern, where are you? Because when you did that surprise oil and gas ban on the world reacted by saying, okay, well, we're gone. And the confidence in the market collapsed. It evaporated. And guess what we've got now? Prices are 145% more expensive than they should be. 145% more expensive than last year. It is damn ridiculous. All right, good morning. I'll get your feedback in. Jump on YouTube, jump on TikTok, and let me know your thoughts. Very good morning. Let's do 3 questions.
1.
At number 1 today, do you stop at times during the day and pause to grab some perspective to life's battles right now? I urge you to, and ask yourself, how bad is it really? All this grim economic news. It matters, yep, sure, but spare a thought for the family of the missing 5-year-old autistic boy, Kaiser, from Gisborne. His family reported him missing on Sunday, and they went out there, and search party went out there, but sadly and tragically, his body was pulled from a farm pond just 100 metres from his home. Kaiser is dead, and as his body was retrieved, it's so sad, his father was nearby and dropped to his knees, saying, quote, "I've lost my fucking son." That's reverberated in my head all night, and I can't begin to imagine the pain. Whatever you're going through right now, if someone's doing it tough, remember that. So to Stefano, I don't know you, but please know for what it's worth, you and your young fella have occupied my mind all night and again this morning. So from our small team here, Aroha Nui, our thoughts are with you. Kia kaha iho, moi maira. I'm very sorry for your loss.
2.
At number 2 today, so the dust has settled in Paris. And did you know that we picked up another medal? Yep, a 3rd place in the per capita medal count in Paris. So we ranked 3rd in the world based on our population. Dominica was 1st, 1 gold, population was 40,000, slightly smaller than Napier. And St Lucia 2nd, population 70,000, so that's the wider Hawke's Bay. And the 3rd, with a population of 5.3 million, 10 gold medals, is New Zealand. So well done, we're still buzzing. Congratulations.
3.
At number 3 today, is it true that the best darts players can win $1 million? Yes or no, it depends over what time frame, but the best darts players earn a decent living, the best ones, but only if they win, and only really the top 10 earn the real money. The rest slug it out and hope for this sort of record. World champion Michael Smith sits at the top of the list with $2 million New Zealand dollars in the last 2 years. Dutchman Michael van Gerwen is second on about 1.8 New Zealand million. It's not bad. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Duncan Garner,
Okay, so
live.
have you heard about Ben Big Rig Robb? Well, you're about to. I love the name Big Rig. We all know what Big Rig means. Because while the Olympics is over, global sport carries on, and the best of the best superstars of darts are on the planet have come to Hamilton. What did they do to deserve Hamilton for the weekend? It's going to go off. If you're a darts nut, darts tragic, darts die hard, you'll know all about this. It's the 2024 New Zealand Darts Masters with a star-studded 16-player lineup. Among them are the current world champion, Luke Humphries, teen superstar Luke Littler's here. Luke Littler's in the house. I can't believe it. So this is big, right? And Big Rig's our man. He's our star in the making. The first ever Kiwi to achieve first place in the World Amateur Singles. Darts King by night, Drainlayer and Plumber by day. The Big Rig is with us. How you going, mate? Nice to see you. How's that for an intro? You doing all right, eh?
Oh man, that's an intro and a half. I'm surprised you're breathing in between
I'm not really. Hey, is it welcome home? You've been overseas? Is it welcome home, is it? Or are you still...
Oh, no, I've been here since January. So.
Okay, well, nice to meet you. How good are you?
I go all right.
Yeah?
I've always averaged pretty good on the telly, so always exciting when I don't have to travel halfway across the world to play some
Well,
darts.
that's the thing, isn't it? Because if you've got to travel, you're away from home, and you got to base yourself over there really to be
make
part
the
of
money.
it. Yeah. What's the most you've ever made?
22 grand
In one.
in a tournament. Yeah,
Shit, that's good, isn't it?
yeah.
What do you do with the coin?
Oh, ask my wife.
That's what the last guy said to me. Hey, so we're really lucky that it's such an industry now, darts, and we're lucky that we've got the best and the best here now, haven't we?
Yeah, and the World Series goes across the world, obviously, and we're known for being the most competitive on the qualifying side for the guys that aren't the pros, and we've held that in the last 3 years, getting 2 or 3 wins on the night, so it's pretty exciting.
So how many Kiwis will be at this gig then?
We got 6 Kiwis.
6, right. And so do you know Luke Littler?
Yeah, I've played him a few times online.
How'd you go?
Oh, I think we're like half-half. I played him when he was 14. During COVID, we were able to play online on webcams and stuff like that. So
how was that?
Yeah, that was cool. And
14.
he was a bad loser back then.
Did he make mincemeat of you? Did he?
Oh, he did a few times. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he could tell he was going to be a star.
And how good is that guy? I mean, he's what is he now? 17, I think.
17.
A remarkably mature sort of 17-year-old. He's just coining it, isn't he?
And composure on the stage. He walked into it, and now he's the guy everybody wants to beat, which is crazy.
And does everyone like him, or does everyone hate him because he's so good? What's the feeling on the floor?
Oh, I think if you hate him, that's your own thing.
Yeah.
You got to respect it. He plays brilliant darts.
Yeah.
He goes about, people will say it's disrespectful by the ways he goes, but he's just entertaining. He likes to have fun.
Well, what's the disrespectful do? Because he's sort of he's in your face a little bit to the opponent?
No, we'll see like little things like a finish would be like a 198. You would set it up. The gentleman would set up a good finish, whereas he would hit a 180 and leave a real random finish, and they take it as disrespect that he could have set it up in a gentleman fashion, but he just has fun.
When did you first know that you're any good at darts? Take me all the way back.
Probably 2017.
Oh, yeah?
I started getting to the club scene, and then I got to like 6th in New Zealand, and then the next year I won the Oceanic Singles. And that was like Australia's best and New Zealand's best.
Do you have a mohawk, or what's your dress? What's your dress kit? What do you do?
Yeah, I just kind of, if you see my highlights on YouTube and that, I'm a bit cringy. I get a bit overboard on stage, get a bit carried away. But I just like the energy on a big game, and I like to harness that and throw it back.
Yeah, so you sort of pump it up a little bit.
Pump it up.
And do you have a support crew, and they're all dressed up?
Yeah, I've got mum, dad coming up from Christchurch, and all my friends and family. I've got like 14 tickets in the.
Oh, you can win this. This is yours to win, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the prize money on offer this weekend?
£20,000. So
£20,000.
40 grand for 2 days' work. Not bad.
It's not shabby, is it?
Yeah, I'll take
it's
that.
It's not like podcasting, mate. Hey, so and your biggest win is 22,000. Who are the other Kiwis that are here?
We've got Hopai Puha.
Yeah, I've had him in here.
Oh, yeah.
He's a man?
Yeah, he's one of my best mates. He's New Zealand's first pro player. He plays on the circuit in England. We've got Caden Milne, he's a young guy who plays really well too, Johnny Tata, and a guy who's his debut this year, Daniel Snooks.
Right, watch out for him.
Yeah, he's handy. He's actually a black belt in karate.
Right, so if you don't lose
to him. Don't mess with him because he knows how to handle himself.
Hey, so I mean, a lot of people have the theory that darts, have a beer on the leaner and away you go. It's more than that though, isn't it?
It definitely is. I think that's the stigma with it, is it's just a pub sport, but. You look at the world champ now, Luke Humphries. He's lean, he's fit, he's doing everything right to make himself that much better than the rest.
So what does the training look like? Push-ups, press-ups? What do you do?
I think it's between the ears, darts.
Yeah.
Once it's like golf. You put the hours in your swing. Once your swing's set, it's all between the ears.
It's rhythm, isn't it?
It's rhythm. It's people trying to do stuff on the stage, slow you down, try and get in your face, and it's just about maintaining that calmness through a match.
I've got a mate that I play darts with, and he sniffs. If he does well, and when I do badly, he sniffs as well. So if I'm out there, oh God, he goes. And that just gets in my head, So there are little antics that you
little antics. People behind you like click their darts, or when they walk past you, you might hear them cough, or
that sort of thing.
A little thing like that. You're kind of like, come on, mate. Like we're all here having a go.
What's your training schedule look like?
So I work full time. So pretty much I've got 3 kids. So we go put them down, and then like 9 o'clock to 11 or 12. I'm just trying to put time on the board. That's
sacrifice, isn't it?
It is. It definitely is. And the term it takes a village. Like I travel all over the world over the year, and my in-laws, my mum flies up, help look after the kids. And
so it takes everyone. You're staying on someone's couch probably here and there. And
yeah. And then obviously my responsibilities back home, they don't go away. So I've got a great boss who looks after me, like I can give a week's notice and I
Give
need
him a
to go
shout
for
out.
2
Give him a
weeks.
shout out. So who's your boss?
I work for All Go Plumbing and Drainage
Yep.
in Auckland.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second as well. So I mean, you're cleaning toilets and things by day, sorting out the
laying
toilets and laying drains and things.
Yeah, and hot water cylinders and stuff like that. Like we're just constantly busy.
Yeah.
So
and
the
then at
body
night
can get
you're in the garage, eh?
yeah, I'm in the lounge now. I got promoted to the lounge. So
You've got the dartboard in the lounge.
yeah, thanks to my wife.
Now I did this in COVID. This is a relationship breaker. Because you bring the darts board into the lounge. And make sure you got a good backboard behind it as well, because you don't want to nail the.
Oh, I don't really.
I don't think it's not like me. So you've got darts in the lounge in that case, and that's not a problem. How long did it take to get the dartboard into the lounge? How many years?
Oh, COVID helped with that.
Yeah.
Well, because then I could, my wife we could just talk while I'm practicing, and we can catch up throughout our day, and I'm just rolling the arm over. I'm a big believer in the more you do something, the muscle memory takes over under pressure.
I'm 100% with you. It's like the best things. People are the best in the world because they have repetition.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why you see a lot of the young Chinese athletes and the young Korean athletes. They're there at 2-3 years old.
Discipline.
When did you first throw a dart? What age?
24, 25.
Wow,
I came into it late.
Wow, you were late, weren't you?
Yeah. So a lot of people I knew were juniors coming up through the grades. I played basketball in Auckland, and then the earthquakes happened in Christchurch.
Yeah.
I moved down there, and I couldn't find a team because work was so busy.
So you good at basketball too?
I was pretty handy. I was going all right.
Well, who'd you play for?
I made the Franklins.
The franchise?
Yeah. I was right on that on the development squad there. But then I get a trade. There's so much work down in Christchurch.
If I put Luke Littler in here with you now, how would you go? Do you reckon?
Oh, there's a few words I can't say on radio.
No, you can say that. It's podcast. Say what you like.
Yeah, shit myself a little bit. Well, the kid could just honestly, I've seen him freak. He's a freak. He can pick up a dart and then just hit a 9 darter.
Even without sort of getting warmed up.
Yeah, he is that good, man.
180.
Yeah.
How many of those have you thrown in a row?
In a row?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I always go for a 9 darter.
Yeah.
Which is like the goal.
So you can, if I ordered up a 180, you'd be able to pull it out.
Oh, within 5 minutes.
Pretty good. It's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, so you're off. We got the family there for this week. This weekend. It's all going to happen. And you're excited?
Yeah, that's it. That's the goal. That's the goal. And not having to travel so far. If you do well here, you make the finals in Amsterdam. So that's my goal is get a couple of wins.
And you said your boss is good. So you're a drainlayer and you're a plumber.
Yep.
How many days a week are you doing there?
5 days.
You are doing 5 days?
Yeah. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
And then, like I'm going to Budapest in October. Like I travel all over the place, and my boss is so accommodating.
You got sponsors and stuff?
Yeah, I got a great team of sponsors. Mate.
Name them. Who are they?
Oh, I got 180 in Condor, which is my flights and my darts. I got the Dart Depot in Papakura.
I've been there.
Andy and Emma.
Yeah.
They're amazing. I got Bar Pro Systems. I got you can name them all off.
But they support you and good on them. They're back in the Kiwi,
Yeah, mate. Even I've got a new one, Savory Construction, Adam Drake Plumbing, New Zealand Dart Council.
Oh, you got good people behind you.
I've got great people, mate.
Yeah, and how's work going? Is there plenty of work? Because we hear the entire economy sort of slowed up. Have
definitely.
You noticed it? You must have.
Yeah, definitely slow. There's guys getting laid off left, right, and centre. To be honest, it was crazy. Like 18 months ago, you couldn't get materials to do the job.
I know.
You couldn't get decking, wood. You couldn't do.
But you didn't answer my calls.
Right, it was so busy.
My toilet's broken. I'm having to go outside all the time, and I couldn't get hold of a tradie. So now's the time to get tradies.
It's competitive. If you've all got stuff going on at home, it's the time to do it because there's a lot of people just twiddling their thumbs waiting.
Is it like that? Is it?
It's probably the worst since I've been in trades.
Wow. So
the last recession was when I was 18, which was
So that was probably the GFC. Yeah. So with have you seen mates lose their jobs?
I've had a few mates lose their jobs. Yeah, plasterers and painters.
And going to Australia? You going to Australia?
I think the vibe is if you hold on, it's going to pick up by the end of the year. That's the dream of people talking right now, but it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better.
Doesn't, does it? Would you ever move to Australia, or is this his home?
This is home. I would move anywhere, honestly. We got plans to even move to England, just chase my dream.
Chase your dream, yeah. And that's the thing, and talking to Hurpo about this, it's more than just you. You've got your wife, and it's the same with him, supporting him. Without them supporting your dream, it doesn't happen, right?
Doesn't happen. I've got 3 kids.
Yeah, how old are they?
1, 3, and 8.
Oh
Get
my
it
God,
right,
yeah.
hey?
I won't ask you their birthdays. But I've got 4 mates, so don't worry about that. But it's hard work, eh? Because
It's hard
you're meant to
work,
be at
mate.
home and you're trying to justify it, and then,
Yeah, and
but you're
then,
not putting any money in. You haven't won for ages, and
oh, yeah, you don't want that one. But it's just like when I'm away, my wife's job at home doubles, right? She's got to take mum dad job, so.
and when you get home, boy, you're
Oh
for it.
man, yeah. So I got no life outside of darts and work because it's just that's where my family.
You're a great guy. You're doing really well. We're really proud of you. Congratulations.
Cheers,
yeah, good luck this weekend, okay?
Thank you very much.
I'll be watching the big rig. All right? Good luck.
It's the Slam Dunk.
What a good guy. All right, tomorrow the Reserve Bank Governor comes face to face with his reality, with the economy. And the reality that thousands, good on you, brother, and thousands of workers have lost their jobs, hundreds of businesses have closed their doors, and he has the power in his hands to stop the rot and start the path to a stronger and more assured economy. It entirely rests in his hands. Entirely in his hands. He's in charge of interest rates. So he has strangled the economy for 2 years now with high interest rates, and only he can bring them down. He's been the Grim Reaper, and some. He holds real power, and you'd almost think that actually it's far too much power for one man to wield, really, isn't it? And how we got to this point is largely because of the way that he's managed the economy and interest rates. So the man we're urging to fix the mess created it. Anyways, it's not good, is it? I think Orr has to move tomorrow and cut the OCR and then cut every one of those after that until we get to some much-needed oxygen into the economy. But to do so, he'll have to take one for the team and accept that his forecasts and commentary so far this year have been wide of the mark. You think that's going to happen? I've spoken to a number of CEOs in recent days. All were highly critical of how Orr's gone about his business, and no one wanted him to remain in the job a day longer. It was a brutal analysis, but Orr must drop his ego and he must suck it up. For Adrian Orr to cut tomorrow, he'd have to accept that he got it wrong just a few months ago, when he signalled that we were going to go through this for quite some time yet into next year. He got it wrong. He picked it wrong. Thanks to him, the economy was actually in worse shape than he thought. Now, he's got to put his ego to one side and accept that he got it wrong and cut it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the D-Day. Who is giving him his data? How could you get so out of touch when you only have one job? Cut or not cut? Cutting tomorrow will at least give some hope to businesses struggling under a pile of debt and with few sales, that the path to recovery is somehow underway. For households, it represents a tax cut that Luxon simply can't match. Should he wait another few months, the damage to the New Zealand economy, I think, will be permanent. That is, we won't get these businesses back. And good businesses are right now going to the wall. We have to stop the madness of this engineered collapse of the New Zealand economy. I can't be any more direct. Stop the engineered collapse. Adrian Orr needs to face up to the full-length mirror and man up tomorrow and say, sorry, I got this slightly wrong. And yes, the damage is widespread, but so is inflation. And it was, but we've tamed the beast. The job is largely done. Adrian, enough of proving yourself right. The facts now show maybe you strangled us too tight, and economic activity didn't just slow, but it nosedived. And it took too long for you to see it. Adrian, could it be that you were wrong and you unnecessarily killed off the economy and businesses you didn't have to? In my view, I think it's true. I think you need to take a greater level of responsibility. They're just a sorry, which you won't get, I don't think, folks. The biggest omission from him tomorrow will be the fact that he cuts the OCR. He should resign. He was Labour's boy. National doesn't want to work with him. They have every right to pick their own governor, someone, more appropriate for their goals, despite the governor being so-called independent. Orr was Grant Robertson's man. Both represent a failed time in our history. Both haven't taken any responsibility. They live in La La Land. If we're to move on, Orr must go. He's done enough damage. It's time to bring in someone else, don't you think? All right.
Duncan Garner, live.
Yeah, it's well past time to bring in someone else. That is us. Forrester,
Yes.
we got you there. I can't see any feedback, but can you tell
Oh,
me?
you can't see?
No.
Isaac might actually have some feedback.
Go on, Isaac, the big eye doggy.
Just throw you under the bus there,
Yeah.
Isaac. There you
Let
go.
me drive back over and reverse it. There you go.
Yeah, we have got some good comments. What have we got here? Heaps of support for Big Rig.
Yeah, Big Rig's
that was great.
He was dude, wasn't he?
Oh, he was amazing. That was awesome. Heaps of stuff here. Go Big Rig, says Dave Monster. Heaps of stuff also celebrating Big Rig's boss.
Yep.
For giving him all that time off. This one here. Boss must be chill with all that time off.
Yep.
Which I think is entirely
Yeah,
valid.
you need to support us like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%. What else have we got here? Not much. Everything pretty much just about Big Rig.
Yeah.
I guess people, but maybe we should have him back.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
What a great guy. He is a big rig too. But it's such a darts. Is it a sport? Do you consider darts a sport?
Yes. Have you seen?
Absolutely.
You've seen darts live, right?
Mate, I watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. It absolutely pops off. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like in the Olympics.
Yeah. Well, that's my next question. It probably should be, shouldn't
Yeah,
it?
break dancing or darts.
So how's this then? How come squash isn't in the Olympics?
It's coming into the next one.
Well, how come it's taking so long?
I know.
I heard them say it was based on the regions. So like each, LA can choose the sports that they think are important to them, and then there's a couple that rotate. Yeah.
So what would New Zealand choose as a sport if we were somehow co-hosting the Olympics with Australia? What's the one thing? Sack racing. No, jumping to sack. Sheepdog.
Yeah, shearing.
Sheep shearing.
That would be good.
Duck shooting.
Yeah, possibly.
That would also be a good one.
Something like that.
I heard that the Olympic Committee just started an esports Olympics,
Oh, no.
and it has chess in it. I'm just confused. Not that I think chess shouldn't be in the Olympics, but
Maybe
it's
it should.
hardly an esport.
No, well, it's as if it's played on the computer.
Yeah, but just play it for real.
All these 15-year-olds, finally they'll get to the Olympics. They won't have to leave their bedroom. That's us, folks. Thank you for tuning in to Duncan Garner, Editor-in-Chief, live with Lester's Oil, the premium New Zealand-made fish oil supplement backed by a study. Support joint, heart and brain health and use the code Duncan. Use my name for 10% off. Abouthealth.co.nz. Take as directed. Read the label. About Health Auckland. So you can get hold of me. I'm Duncan at rover.nz. That's us. This will be available as a podcast on Rover shortly and wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for your feedback and your support today. Good feedback, really good feedback. To my team, Big Eye, Isaac, Miranda, Forrester, Zarina. Thank you guys. Nice. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Remember, life's no dress rehearsal. This is it. No curtain raiser. You're in it. So go live it. Take care, folks. Ta-da.
That was Duncan Garner, Editor-in-Chief Live. Missed something on the live stream? Text Duncan to 3598 to listen back on the podcast. Want to get in touch? Call 0800 863 293.